Welcome back to RBD Block Challenge for 2025. I'm Cindy Cloward, and today we are working on block number 2. It's called Around the Corner and is designed by Beverly McCullough. Take a look at it. It looks like a traditional pineapple block. This is what it looks like in confetti cottons, and this is what it looks like in our beautiful batiks. So today I'm working with our confetti cottons, and you know the drill. You need to download the pattern from the Riley Blake Designs website. Again, it's called Around the Corner, and this pattern is double-sided, so either print it front to back or print out 2 sheets because you're going to need both of those instructions. So I've cut out all my pieces. This year we have recommended tools, so take a look at that. And let's get started on this block. So the first thing you need to do is grab your B square, and you're going to grab 4 of these A squares. And if you don't have a Seam So Easy guide, you're going to mark them corner to corner, just like that. So I've marked 1, and then I'm going to use the Seam So Easy guide on the other side. And that is going to be your sew line. Now when you're working on this unit, you're going to work on opposite sides. Got this one marked, and again, this is your sew line, but my tip is always just do a thread or 2 to the outside. I call that a skosh. So you're essentially sewing on the line just to the outside of that. So I'm going to sew that side. I'm going to flip it over, put my other square on, and your stitches are going to be parallel. So again, I'm going to use my Seam So Easy guide. Instead of marking it, just saves me a step. Okay. Take it back here, take a look. I am stitching at 2 and 2.25. I like a little tighter stitch. And I'm going to trim down. To 1/4 inch. Okay. Let's take it to our pressing station. And I'm going to press this out. Let's take a look. You can set your seams. That looks good. Now we're going to work on opposite corners, one at a time. Again, if it's easier for you to mark it, just mark it corner to corner. Or I'm just going to line up that needle, then line up my bottom to that center mark and stitch down the center. Flip it around. Line that corner there, line that down here. Or sew on your line. Let's just sew right down. Okay, just flip it open, take a look. What you want to see is just that you have a 1/4 inch for your seam allowance on all those points. Okay, let's take it to our pressing station. We'll set our stitches. Let's open up one side at a time. And that looks great. If you want to give it a check, if you're a little worried about your stitching, you can get your square up. That looks great. What we want to see is a 1/4 inch on all 4 sides and that they're all centered on those points. All right, that's good to go. I'm going to pull out a board now and let's start assembling our block in layers. We're going to go around the corner. So the next step is to take your D rectangles on both sides, and once those are sewn, you're going to take your C. So we can just kind of lay that out. And I just bring this design board to my machine, just like that. Now it's going to be really important because there's a lot of stitching that you have an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance. And we're going to press as we go. That's also important. So it's nice when you have all your pressing right next to you. Okay, we've got that sewn, and just a tip if you're a new sewer and you want to be careful not to cut off your points, you can always flip it on this side and watch your points as you're sewing. Okay, I'm gonna set my seams, get them all nice and warm. I'm gonna flip to the outside, flip to the outside, and we're ready to go with our top and bottom piece. Okay, we're gonna put that on. I am gonna flip it over so I can watch my points as I sew. Okay, open it up, and I've got my points right there. Heat up those stitches, open it up. Okay, so we got this basic center unit right here. Now to make the around the corners, this look of the pineapple or the round the corner block, we've got to add these corner squares. So you're going to take 4 corners and we're just going to work around each of these ones. So this is going to be a little repetitive. And again, I work on opposite corners. You can, again, mark these corner to corner, get them all marked at once. But I'm going to just use my Seam So Easy guide and work on opposite corners. I'm going to put 2 more here. There we go. Bring it over here. Just line up the tip to the corner of that square to the bottom here. All right, this is what it looks like. Just flip back, make sure all your corners are exposed, and then take your 1/4 inch plus ruler. Let's just trim down. Let's take this to our pressing station. Flip back our sides. Okay, look at our block growing. So this is the center section, and we're gonna grow our block by adding another layer. But it's gonna be really important to square up each time we finish a section, because we try and be perfect, but we're not always perfect, and that's what trimming up does for us. It makes our block the correct size it needs to be. So how these 6.5 inch Q-cut rulers, I line up the center of my points here and the center, my points there, just like that. And anything outside, I'm gonna trim off. You know what? I'm gonna grab my rotating mat. I'm gonna grab the larger one because I do want to be very careful not shifting the block so I cut off too much. So I've cut off those two sides. Looks like I'm just gonna stand up slightly. And rotate that around, and I just have a tiny bit extra over on this side. It makes a difference sometimes, so if you want really accurate blocks, I recommend not skipping this step. So I'm gonna clean up my workstation, and we've got an accurate size block. Let's put this away. And we're ready to move to the next layer. So just like before, we're gonna do sides first, and then top and bottom. And then we're gonna do our 4 corner pieces. I'll just bring them all over here. So we're gonna speed things along as I'm working on this. You can just follow along. Okay, let's clean up this workstation. And the last thing we need to do is square up our block. And it should measure 10.5 inches. And I'm just taking a look. I think I'm just gonna trim a little. Hardly at all, hardly at all. A little bit on the top. A little bit off the top, right? There we go. And the round the corner quilt block is finished. If this is your first time making the pineapple block, congratulations. It's an easy block to create, but looks quite impressive. So check out Beverly McCullough, what she's done with her block. Again, she called this Around the Corner. And join us next time for block number 3. It's called Roses Among Thorns, and it's designed by Jennifer Long.